The child that was in the room had peed on my clothes in the corner of the room, and I didn't find out until I tried to put my clothes back on. So, that's just some, little annoyances, weird, funny things. Another card would have been, I think, Nine of Swords. Is that like a guilt and worry card?
I have to take a look at it. We're all visual.
Yeah.
I'll pull it up on the computer, but knowing this, so a lot of people, if they don't know the energy of the day, like with me, I'll get up and I'll hit my leg, or I feel clumsy, or I can't find things. I know from that day that these are the things. And again, I've been using the cards for a long time, and it's part of me now. So I seldom use it. It's when I'm helping someone understand their situation. But I had to go through a spiritual detox, and that's 10 years. The first 10 years of your life, and there's a lot of stuff. I've read a lot of people, and there's a lot of stuff that comes out, and history repeats itself, and but the end point is we brought him back to full circles. Now it takes 30 years for Saturn to come back, the rotation. Mm-hmm. But we have to understand the first 10 years. And a lot of people are like going, "Oh, he's just a baby. He's not gonna remember everything." Mm-mm. That's when we're so super absorbent.
Yeah, like a sponge.
And like a sponge. So the first 10 years actually is our foundation of our house. It carries over to our 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 40. By 40, people are frustrated. They don't know what's going on, and they're frustrated because they find that they're the common denominator, looking for these kind of guys. Look at these. Why do I always go with these kind of guys? They treat me good first, then they treat me bad later, and these are long-term relationships, and you look at yourself, I'm the common denominator. I must be bad. No. Let's take you back the first 10 years of your life. And most of the time, I had this reading, very successful woman. Oh, gosh, she's so successful. You wouldn't imagine that this would have happened to her. Because she's successful in business. She was confident. And you don't see that side of her. And to me, I used to be that way. But being strong is understanding your weakness. And a lot of people don't know their weakness. And I have to go through a spiritual detox. Because I can't help anybody unless I know. I want to make sure I know my stuff and not read into my stuff into you. And it's hard. Not a lot of people can do it. Because you will cry. You will look back. But the end point is you've opened it up. You connected it. Then everyone has to go. Everything has to fall all the way down before it gets better. So it's always been this way, So that fighting environment card, if you did, so that day was just insane for you.
Yeah.
But if you didn't know about it, you would have had
much worse.
Oh yeah, you would have carried it down to every person. Every person you talk to every luckiest person you talk to everything that you deal with, because you just are done with today. That's what happens.
Yeah,
it's a domino effect.
So like that first day, it was so new, and just understanding it. I didn't have much interaction after that, but like today, much better. This is what it's all about: is making you more aware and getting you in touch with these things. So it's not necessarily completely avoiding it, but it's going with the flow and lessening like the severity of it.
Yeah. And this is so controversial because, earlier today, I was kind of excited about today. And, I'm so tired of reality show because they're not real.
No, it's all scripted.
It's all scripted. I don't want to do that. I don't want to prompt her.
No.
Yeah, but maybe someone, to go, hey, you got a phone there. Oh, we have someone on the phone. That's cool. Or oh, you got a Skype. Go to your Skype. Oh, okay, what did our Skype person say? That's it. But no scripting or anything like that. Now, take a look at that. I asked about Neural Channels. What's our mission? So what do you think about that card right there?
So, first card here.
So we're using the typical Rider Waite and so many people. This is not voodoo. People, this is not evil. Okay? Don't label anything. Open your eyes, your heart, all your sensors. Use this to access your subconsciousness because we're all connected this way. I've tried it. I've had it. And I can connect with anything I want to. That's the requirement, the want, the desire. So, as you can see, the standard tarot reading is a cross within a cross. It's 10 card spread. But I, kind of changed it. We always modify it because everything else in the world can't use this solution for you. You're different. So you have to temper it. You got to change it. You got to, make it your energy. Okay? So as you can see, the second card V, I didn't do a cross.
No.
I upside down it. Because to me, I read it better this way. So, have you seen all these cards from all your daily readings yet?
Let's see. Yes, I believe that I've seen most of these. There's maybe a couple that haven't popped up, but most of these, yes.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see my little clicky here, my little mouse. Maybe I should make that huge. I hate those little things. So this is the first card here, and it is the Nine of Cups. So again, so there's 22 hierarchy, which is like divination. And, whatever you believe in, we respect every religion. You believe in it. There's a connection there. And that's great. I just don't like the people that try to force, my religion's better than yours, or I'm better. No one's better than each other. We're all equal. And unfortunately, we're all physically based. And we are. Yeah. But we forget the spirit. We forget the heart. We forget compassion. We forget being good to people feels good to ourselves.
Without gaining anything.
And not only that, you do gain. Because you get to sleep.
Yes.
You get to sleep. You're not worried about screwing somebody or, You're like, I feel good. The things that we do, it makes us feel good. And again, it's like this first 6 months of January. It's always the leftovers of last year, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I look at this, how development or evolution of things. My husband is a musician. And, I have no artistic ability other than bonsais. And, of course, the tarot cards. I don't know. I'm not going to label them anything, but my subconscious link, my gateway, my treasure island, my bridge to everything else in the universe. But it's kind of like music. So one time he was playing this drum machine thing, and it was like one tune, pack, 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 and I'm like going, what are you doing? He's like, I'm making music. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, right? 30 minutes later, it was like, and I'm like, whoa, dude, what is that? He goes, I'm making music. I go, wait a minute. Did that whole thing, how many layers is that? Oh, he's like, 30, 40, I don't know. I'm just going with the fly. And I'm like, and I love that. Musicians, they have a special link somewhere because it comes in and it's like, ask them to repeat it. They can't.
You can't.
That's the whole wonderful thing. It's like, can't do it. And they'll get in this groove, like this pocket of creativeness. And then boom, it's gone. So I believe in that because you ask them to repeat and they go, dude, we can't. That was the rip. That's it, right? But it was amazing to me because that first note could never relate to that 30th note. If I listened to that 30th note, I would have not even think it was associated with that note. To me, that's amazing. That's us. We're still trying to figure out where we came from, what, and we all this, theory and where we live, and this is this, and this is that. It's okay. Whatever makes sense to you, makes you happy, that closes that gap, that makes you go to sleep. I like going to sleep. I like going to sleep and resting. But what time is it? Oh my God, it's 12:40. All right, before we get into this, we want to, we have a few sponsors that we want to acknowledge, okay? This is brought to you by CarolChew.com. So visit her at www.carolchew.com. And, these guys that we're sharing with you guys, they have one thing. Not the iPhone, it's eye integrity. So I've known these guys forever. Carol's really great. I've known her since 3rd grade. But she really cares about your home, your energy, what matches you. And it is. When people are like going, okay, I think that's what I like. People don't understand is if there's nothing you don't like about it, that's what you like. What? Yeah, you know, no one doesn't like Sarah Lee.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows what they don't like. Oh my God. We know it by experience. To me, that's reality. To me, something is red, but not experience, it's just red. But experience is multisensory. We feel it, we see it, we smell it, we think it, everything. So to us, reality is experience. Been there, done it. Believe me. And there's certain stuff. Like my mom told me, you'll know when you have your own child. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, my mom was right. Jesus Christ, you know. But again, so visit Carol Chu. You love her. I love her. And her energy is good, and she really does care about it, about things. And you know, and you know, I've always, people have always, I don't know if it's compliment or an insult, but they always say this to me. You have such a high moral compass. And the way it's presented or the energy was said, it was almost like, huh, you know? I'm like, whatever. I have a really thick skin. But I do what I do for me. I know it's selfish, but it's a good way of selfishness. Because if I'm happy, everything I touch, UV, my hubby, my kids, the world is happy. Now, I'm not happy all the time. But if I could minimize the unhappiness to 10, 15 minutes instead of 15 years, then I'm not bringing people down. Because, you know, what do they say? Misery loves company.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Anyway, visit Carol. Tell her that you heard Auntie and V talk about her. Okay? And then we got one more thing because it's 12:44. Oh my goodness. This is kind of cool. This is a visit realityappeal.com. Okay? And it's an apparel made by a local here. I'm not going to tell you where I live. Somewhere here in the earth. It's an Earthlink. But, so visit them at www.realityappeal.com. That's RealityAppeal.com. And their philosophy, yes, is reality appeal. Embraces apparel to help the rich. R.I.C.H. Which means rising individuals, changing history, which is kind of cool. I like that. Rising individuals, changing history. So their philosophy is to seek balance between their addictions and creating their own depth of reality. So everyone, that's a great point. Everyone has an addiction. Everyone.
Everyone, yeah.
You know, no one's perfect. Find your weakness. Understand it, because understanding your weakness is your greatest strength. Because if you understand it more than anyone else, like your girlfriend, or your boyfriend, or your mother, well, your mother probably could get away with it, because she knows it more than you do. But understanding your own weakness. Because once you understand it, no one can use it against you. Okay, and weakness is part of who you are. It's part of what you are, you know? And, you know, of course, you know, I'm with someone that, you know, 17 years ago, I'm totally a different person, really. But his strengths are my weaknesses. My weaknesses are his strength. So we've evolved around each other's. So I've learned something from him, being compassionate and soft control instead of hard control, because it's like, there are certain things in this world that cannot be moved by show of mere force. Hey, that's from Atlantis. I love that movie. Anyway, so it seeks balance between their addiction and creating their own depth of reality, because we do. We all have our own perspective. You know, doesn't matter as long as you're happy. You're not infecting anybody else with your bullshit.
No.
Right?
Exactly.
Understand it, be happy, and maybe help someone else to be happy by understanding no judging. We are no judging. Of course, we have all the judges here. It's terrible, right? So judgmental people, and then and also forgiveness. People are so like they're mad. You have to understand when people are mad, they're actually just sad. So I mean, it's totally different now how I look at things, and I understand there's certain things that ends and evolves and moves on. Okay. So their mission statement is to inspire those to take a risk and find themselves, because we only have one chance in life. So this dude is really cool, he's really cool, and he has all these different. He does all the designs, and he's online, so it's kind of controversial, like we are. But it's empowering him. He's being creative. He's doing his own connection to this world, because that's kind of cool. We all have some sort of connection. All right, so let's get back to close that up. Okay, our mission statement. So we're gonna do this is the reading that we have, and probably next week we'll figure out. You want to start doing your let's see. You've been pulling the cards every day for how much? Like 2 months, 3 months?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
At least. Uh-huh.
So have you done these spread yet? No.
On our blood moon, there was a
Oh yeah, that on blood moon. Oh yeah, we gotta tell you about that blood moon. Okay, so the blood moon is gonna happen twice this year and twice next year. So we have to understand that we are connected to the moon. We're connected to the universe. So anything ever wonder where there's a lot of births on full moon? Gravity pull and all that stuff. And there's a physical sense that hits us with spiritual. We're all connected. So, we have all these receptors, and you have to understand how it influences us and how we grow and accept that and become us. Okay. So anyway, we did a divination. So
yes.
V and I did our own. So we did mine. Did we take a picture of it? No. God,
Mine. Yes.
Yeah, but I didn't take. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but
so
not
mine was. So the blood moon. So we take a little bit of everything. So new moon is bringing good things to us. Full moon is removing bad things, negative stuff away, stuff that doesn't make us happy. And I think mine said, and we do a form of divination. Everyone does. People do a prayer. Oh, please bless us for this journey. We're going to LA, whatever. But everyone does their divination or asking for safety or guide us and so forth. And mine was fighting environment. So it was a fighting environment. Like the card that you had was just. It's kind of nuances, You turn left and there's like a wall there. Like, oh my God, I got to turn left here. And then, so it's just little irritating stuff. And I said, no negativity, any dead ends. We're going to part, we're going to close and move on and learn. Instability. And it did. And it was really weird because things that I won't say care about, things I was currently involved in, I didn't put that much energy anywhere. I understood what they are. I understood that it took more energy to stay where I was. That maybe I'll close it for now. Not totally, don't want to burn bridges. Bow down, say thank you, and do something else and come back later. Because sometimes you have to do that. Mm-hmm. So that was my thing, and my experience was crazy because it was just like, remember I called you, I'm like, hey V. I go,
oh yeah, right away.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. It was like boom, 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 boom. I'm like, cool. They were still there, but it didn't encompass us. It wasn't exactly. It wasn't consuming us. Okay, so this is what I read, and I said, what's our mission? What's our mission here? So, tell me what you think. Tell me about this card.
The Ten of Cups.
Ten of Cups.
Hmm. So this is our first card, right?
Yep.
And then what's going against?
Okay, so we're going to talk about the spread of this card. Now, you know, there's a bunch of tarot cards, different kinds. They say if it's upside down, it means this way. If it's right side up, the universe isn't that difficult. It's either here or not here.
Or not here.
Okay? So everything in life, like for instance, every existence has to have two spectrum, negative and positive. A point of reference, an ending, an alpha and omega. So in life, you have point one and point two. That's existence. A third entity or a third energy comes in, and that has what I call the two E's, evolution or extinction. That third energy that comes into the existing two energies either takes place in one of those energies or makes those two energies stronger. So that, you know, one, the two energies get stronger, or two, one of those energies will be replaced. It's a form of evolution. Even though it's extinction, death, or rebirth, darkness before light, love before hate, happiness before sadness, the chicken and the egg, I'm not going to get into that. But, you know, and it's like, you know, people's like, you know, I want peace. I want peace. People who are happy are in peace.
Yeah.
So there is no peace without war. So we have to understand those two connections. One doesn't exist without the other. Okay, so this is a 10 card spread, and this is 10 is the reason why. This used to be a cross. So this number two, the number two, which is, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. So that's the 8 of Pentacles. So basically, there is the 22 higher beings, or, you know, major arcanas, which are separate. They're opposites. 11 on one side and 11 on the other. Now the rest is 4 suits, and each suits are how many in there?
There are 13.
13. Oh no, I think they're 14.
Or is there 14?
So ace to king. 13.
13.
There's
in each
13.
suit. Oh yes, because the 1 to 12 and then the 0.
The
yes.
king. Yeah. So 13. And they're kind of like the playing cards, you know, and we have the suits are the cups, which is kind of love and emotions, and then the wands, which is creativity. Well, they all have different meaning, and the pentacles are usually material force, and then what did I? Oh, and the swords. Yeah, the swords are pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like piercing.
Very heavy. Yeah.
Emotional. That's, you know, so let me talk about these spreads. And you know, I'm basing on this on what we've accomplished, and you know, sometimes reading actually, or finding out about stuff actually overwhelms you. On the fly in what you do, you rely on connections, whatever it is. You don't need to figure out how it came, why it came. If it's a good thing, just take it the way it is. Okay, so it's 12:55. Oh my God, we've been doing this
Time
almost
went
an
by
hour.
so fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the first card, the second card, third card, fourth card, fifth card, sixth card, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay? The first card and the second card, they either work together or against each other. The third card is what they call subconscious. It's the root cause of these two cards. The fourth card is the past. It's the energy leaving. Again, upside down. In life, it's starting and then to the peak and then going away. When it's in the peak, it's right side up. If it's upside down, it's either starting or moving away. Okay? Simple as that. Doesn't mean anything else. It's the same energy. It's just low or high. Okay? So the fourth one is your past. It's what's going away. The fifth card is your consciousness. Okay? And your consciousness is what it perceives of 1 and 2 card. The sixth card is what they call the future card. What energy is coming in based on all these energies, which is cool. Because in a song, one tune can mess up the song. So you have to make sure when you're listening that you listen to the low tunes too, the high tunes, okay? So the seventh card is the way you project yourself, or how you project yourself to the world, okay? How you want people to see you. The eighth card is what other perspective, other people want to take a look at you, and so forth. Oh, thanks, V. So the phone number or translation from Ra I Numeral Z is 724-638-7259. And I'm so sorry when you guys called. It's our first one. The phone is ringing. Anyone talk to us in Skype?
Let's see.
Oh, let me see.
We
That's
gotta
Skype.
log back into the computer base here.
But we'll be more prepared for you guys next week. We have so much stuff to do. We're not gonna script, but we're gonna probably do a PowerPoint, figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Today's kind of like on the fly.
Yeah, today's very
It's
on the
kinda-
fly. It's
Yeah.
our first one, so we appreciate you guys listening.
Yeah.
And,
Totally. Okay, so now the 10th card. Let me see my mouse here. The 10th card. I'm sorry, the 9th card. This is an important card. This card works with 1 and 2 cards. The 9th card works. It's the heart of the matter. What's really going on? Now the 10th card is the ultimate. What it is going to be. Okay? Now, all these cards, remember, 3 points. Pyramids are 3 points. The letter V, I love your V. 3 points. 3D, 3 points. 3 point, 3 point. Okay? 3, 6, 9, 12. All threes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you want me to read it? Okay.
Yes.
So, the first card is 9 of Cups. It talks about a wish card. It also talks about, it has many meanings depending on what the card with it. So, this card talks about a wish card. It could also talk about sensual pleasure. Okay? Now, because the card that's with it is, what does that be? That's the Eight of Pentacles. And it's upside down, meaning...
Yes. It's either ending or it's coming in.
Right, and this reading is a wish card. There's a wish card in this mission. Our wish. Okay? And I don't know, I guess I'll tell you guys what my wish is. Okay? If I can, so my greatest fear is dying and saying, oh my God, this world is a lot worse for my kids. Because as we know, it's getting worse and worse.
Yes.
If we can make a dent so that 20 years from today, the world didn't get worse.
Yeah.
It stayed the same or
Or
even got a little bit better. Okay, happy people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but Monsters Inc., happy is better than screaming.
Yes.
Oh, 10 times better. And I like happy. I love happy. So my wish card is that when I do go to the next level of life, afterlife, whatever, Egyptians, whatever it is, that I'm not going, if then else, oh my God, what are my kids, I know they'll be okay because the world's okay. I've spent enough time with them. I'm not going away. Half of the things they say is what I say. They understand happy. I want them to know happy. But it's really, really hard to be happy if everyone around you isn't.
Yes.
So that's what I want to do is not make the world worse. If we can make the world stay the same.